What would happen if we could drink ocean water? Imagine humanity suddenly got a superpower. We can drink ocean water as easily as fresh water. No stomach cramps, no dehydration from salt, no damage to the kidneys. You just scoop from the sea and it's fine. Sounds like the perfect fix for droughts and water shortages. But nature almost always has fine print. Let's start with the obvious benefit. One major fear would disappear in many regions. We're running out of water. Coastal cities could depend far less on reservoirs and rivers. During disasters, earthquakes, wars, major accidents, access to drinking water would be simpler. The ocean is right there. Even ships and islands wouldn't need to carry huge water reserves or run expensive desalination systems. But that phrase, "as much as we need," is where it gets tricky. The ocean is enormous, and humanity wouldn't literally drink it dry. Global sea level wouldn't noticeably drop. However, heavy water intake could still affect local coastal areas. Where lots of water is taken out, salinity and small current patterns could shift slightly. And that matters because the ocean isn't just water. It's a living system that moves heat around the planet, feeds fisheries, shapes weather, and supports life in billions of forms. Here comes the second small detail. Ocean water is not only salt. It can contain microplastics, bacteria, viruses, fuel residues, heavy metals, and sometimes harmful algae blooms that make the water toxic. If we magically solve the salt problem, that doesn't automatically make us immune to everything else. So yes, we could drink it. But it wouldn't always be safe. For animation, this is easy to visualize. A person drinks from the ocean, and inside the droplets you see tiny, invisible passengers. Plastic specks, germs, and chemical traces. Third, psychology and economics. If ocean water became drinkable, many people would treat it like an endless resource. And when something feels endless, we become less careful. Interest in protecting rivers, cleaning lakes, and preserving wetlands could drop. Why worry about fresh water if the sea is right there? Here's the paradox. Fresh waters often host unique ecosystems, supply farms, and strongly influence local climate on land. If we stop valuing them, they degrade, and so does life on the continents. Fourth, agriculture. Humans might drink the ocean, but most crops can't. Irrigating fields with seawater usually kills soil fast. Salt builds up, the ground hardens, and farmland becomes unusable. So even in a world where you can drink from the sea, farms still need fresh water or special technologies. That means the problems of food security and drought don't disappear completely. We would fix one tap, drinking, while other taps, food production, industry, hygiene, city systems, still depend on normal water. Fifth, energy and cities. Modern cities use huge amounts of water not just for drinking, but for cooling, industry, firefighting, cleaning, and sewage systems. If ocean water became safe for people, someone would inevitably say, let's switch city systems to seawater too. It's cheaper. But salt is extremely aggressive to metals. It corrodes pipes, pumps, and valves much faster. Infrastructure would need different materials and more frequent repairs. In animation, you can show two pipelines side by side. The fresh one lasts for years. The seawater one rusts, cracks, and leaks sooner. And there's one more key idea, almost philosophical. The ocean feels separate because it's salty. That boundary forces humanity to build smart solutions. Protect rivers, treat water, plan ahead. If that boundary disappeared, we'd be tempted to stop thinking. And nature doesn't like being treated as an infinite store with no checkout line. So what would really happen? We would genuinely make life easier for billions of people near the coast and reduce the risk of no drinking water. But we'd also create new risks. Dirty water that's easier to swallow than to test. Neglected freshwater ecosystems. The illusion of endless supply. Faster wearing infrastructure. And, most importantly, the mistake of thinking the water problem is solved. What do you think about this? Write your thoughts in the comments.